Whose life is more worldly enjoyable, life of a or life of a disbeliever, and in what sense and circumstances?
Whose life is more enjoyable, the life of a believer or the one who doesn't believe, the disbeliever?
It depends on the way you look at the word enjoyment. From one sense, the life of a non-believer is very enjoyable, because al-mu'minatu ad-dunya sijnu lil-mu'mini wa jannatu lil-kafir. So if Jannat is not enjoyable, how could you refer it to al-kafir? So from that angle, it's very enjoyable. But unfortunately, that Jannat leads to Jahannam. And before the end of life here, this kafir begins to see that his life is wasted and that enjoyment was just transitory, and the end of all these people is miserable. On the other hand, the Muslim believes in God and his injunctions which we find in divine scriptures. He disciplines his life accordingly. And to look at him following a strict discipline and apparently not enjoying anything is like Jahannam. So when you look at a moment in his life, it becomes so, dry and playless and things. Don't do that, don't do this, and so on and so forth. So from the vantage point of a kafir, that is assajan. So that's one way of looking at it. The other way is that why do the believers, the true believers, accept this sajan? They self-impose it. They do it with intention, and the true believers who stand at a higher order have enjoyment in this until their status rises and they feel extreme enjoyment in the discipline, because this discipline is not imposed by others upon them. This rises from their heart. It is a discipline which rises or begins to be built further with the idea that I want love of God, and it is this life which will secure for me the love of God. So if you feel closing upon your beloved, then whatever discipline you follow will be just meaningless as far as its restrictions are concerned. The purpose is served by getting your beloved closer and closer, and you have your hold on your beloved, with the result that is real Jannah, that is real pleasure. So whatever you suffer, whatever the nature or intensity of suffering on the path, on the way to having your believer, your lover, or your beloved, I should say, that is only a suffering from outside. People who look at it from outside. The person who experiences these things enjoys every step forward. So that is why I say, from different viewpoints, the same thing appears to be Jannah and Jahannam. Now these believers, when they look down upon the non-believers and their apparent players, they pity them. They say, look here, these are suffering hell and they do not know. This has always been the reaction of prophets of Allah when they looked upon the society which apparently enjoyed the freedom of heaven. Right?